In this video, we'll see the demonstration of map and hash map. So to understand what is map and hash map, let me create an application in which I'll be having a list of students. So we'll have a roll number and a name of those students. So to create those name and students list, what we can use is we can create two array list. One array list will save all the student roll number, and second array list will store all the student names. So we'll say first array list is integer, and we'll say it is roll numbers. So we'll say new array list. Okay, and then we need one more array list in which I'll be having all those names. So we'll say array list string. So we'll say here it is names equal to new array list. Okay. Now what next we have here is, so once you got the names and roll numbers, we can say the roll number one. So we'll say roll number dot add. The first roll number is roll number one, and the name. So we'll say names dot add. The name of this roll number one is, let's say, Navin, and let's say we have second roll number which is roll number two, and name for this is, let's say we have this name Archana, and let's say we have this second roll number which is add, let's say roll number 3, and unfortunately we fail to specify the name of that roll number. We'll directly jump to a roll number which is add. This time let's say roll number is 4, and the name for this, it's let's say name for this, it's Sangeeta. So we'll say I have Sangeeta here. So now we have these four students, one with roll number 1 with name is Navin, and roll number 2 which is Archana, roll number 3 is not there, and roll number 3 name is not there, and roll number 4 it is Sangeeta. This is what I want. Okay, let's verify, are we getting these values. Now I want to print, so we'll say system.out, system.out.println. I want to print a name. So println. I want to print a name of a person who's of a student whose roll number is, let's say, 2. So what we can do is I want to print the name. So we'll say names.get. Now get will ask you for a number which is an index number. So I have to specify 1. But how would I know that the index number of Archana is 1? So what we'll do is we'll fetch that name or the index number from roll number. So we'll say roll number dot get with a name, and name is roll number is 2. For roll number 2, give me the index number, and that the same index number I will apply to this get, and I will get the name. So if I say run as application now, so oh, I missed something here. So it is get name roll number 2. It's not get. I guess the method name is index of. So instead of using index, we have to use index of, and roll number is 2. So index of, in which you have to provide a value, it will give you the index, and in get we have to provide the index, it will give you the value. So if I say run as application now, then the output is this name, right? But let's say if I provide a roll number which is 4. So if I provide a roll number which is 4, it should give you Sangeeta, right? If I say run as application and you're getting an error, it says index number which is 3, and it's not, the maximum number is index number is 3, right? Unfortunately, what is happening here? Let me add one more student to understand this concept. Let's say roll number is 5, and names dot add, and we'll add here, let's say Manish. Okay, and if I say 4 now, if I run this application, you can see instead of getting an answer which is Sangeet, I'm getting a Manish here. But hold on, roll number 4 is not Manish, right? And that's the problem. When you work with array list, they are individual array list. So roll number 1 is Navin, roll number 2 is Archana, but roll number 3, for here we have a name is Sangeeta, and for roll number 4 we have Manish. It's not about how you display it, it's about how you add it, right? We are not mapping roll number with the name. We want to do that. In order to achieve this task of matching of or mapping of roll number with a name, we need to use a new interface or new type of interface which is called as map. So how to implement map, that we'll see in the next part.